What's going on, guys? It's Kai. Type Lumina's training mode tells you everything you need to know, but most people ain't trying to sit through and read all this. So listen up, I'm gonna tell you everything they have for you here and more in about 5 minutes. Be sure to sub if you haven't already, because you know I got the combo vids and whatever else you guys need on the way. Starting things off with our button scheme. In Melty, we got A, those are gonna be our lights. B, that's gonna be our mediums. C is gonna be our heavy attacks. D is gonna be our shield. Outside of that, if you want to set the macros for your throw, that's going to be A and D, and dash macro is going to be A and B. So outside of your usual ground movement, you know, you're walking and you're dashing. In Melty, when you get in the air, you have 2 jumps and an air dash in either direction. Both jumps can be super jumps, and how super jumps work in this game is they work like long jumps. You have these fixed trajectories, but you can do a super jump with your double jump as well, which is pretty unique. You just press down before you jump in any direction, and that'll let you do your super jump. If you want those nice low to the ground air dashes, I suggest you use the dash macro. Now in Melty, you have to hold the direction you want to go when you press it, but it kind of works out to where you can just hold up forward and press the macro for a nice low to the ground instant air dash, and it'll happen at one swift motion as you see me doing here. Now, even though Melty is obviously encouraging all this air movement, you got to be careful. You can be hit during the beginning of your air dash, while you're landing, and during your pre-jump. However, you can block immediately after dashing on the ground. Backdashing, for those wondering, does have iframes. Alright, let's get to offense. In Type Lumina, you can chain your normals from A to C and C to A, with the one restriction being you can't repeat the same normal, otherwise you'll begin your auto combo sequence. However, your crouching A and standing A can be repeated up to 3 times though. This is for hit confirm purposes. Another nice thing about A attacks is that they're also whiff cancelable into other normals or special moves, which is really good for checking space in front of you. Auto combos are performed by bashing A, B, or C, of course, but they shouldn't be ignored or frowned upon, because just like Dragon Ball, the auto attack animations do track on whiff, so that's going to be a thing later. Most grounded normals are jump cancelable on hit and are special cancelable on hit or on block. Aerials are jump and air dash cancelable on hit or on block. Some normals can be charged by holding down the button, changing their properties. Characters also have unique attacks. From what I've experimented with, down forward C operates as both a launcher and an anti-air for everybody. You'll find your character's unique attacks and chargeable moves out at the bottom of the command list. And you didn't hear it from me, some characters have unblockables, and I ain't talking about grabs. Special moves operate like most fighting games, although some can be charged like normals. These are listed as blow, back, edge attacks. The C version of all your special moves will trigger their EX version, which requires at least 1 magic circuit bar. Special moves can be whiff cancel into EX moves, which is another great way to check space in front of you. If you have some moon gauge available, you can do moon skills, which are even more powerful versions of your special moves. You can whiff cancel into these as well, and the commands are usually simpler, only using B and C with the direction. If a move has invincibility or armor, the game will notify you on screen. Armor is countered by throws, EX moves, or arc drives. Moves with invincibility cannot be cancelled by any mechanic, so be careful. Every character's arc drive requires at least 3 circuit bars and is quarter circle forward B and C. Quick tip for my fighting game veterans: arrow case specials can be tiger kneed really low to the ground. Alright, let's move on to defense. On defense, hold back to block everything except lows, and down back for everything except overheads. You can air block against aerials and some ranged attacks, but not moves coming from the ground, unless you use shield. By pressing D, you can shield everything in the game. You just gotta make sure you shield low for lows and stand shield for everything else. Shield does lose the throw though. If you shield successfully during a gap in someone's pressure, you can immediately counterattack with A or C. But if they are able to shield in time, they can counterattack you right back. If you think they will shield immediately, you can press B to go behind them, but this loses to a delayed shield. So if you don't want to keep playing this rock, paper, scissors, you can use moon gauge to shield counter, pressing B and C anytime someone shields you. This punishes them if they don't shield and puts you far enough away to be relatively safe. Even if they read your shield counter, you'll still be able to shield during it. Hold A, B, or C to air recover from combos leaving you airborne. You can control the direction by holding left or right. This also refreshes your jump and air dash once you actually flip out. Holding D will allow you to recover from the ground instead with the same options available through rolling. So you got a lot of different ways to mix up your wake up game. Recovering from the ground lets you do special moves, moon drive, or backdash on wake up with a pretty generous reversal window, so feel free to spam backdash on wake up for some iframes or challenge with your invincible specials. If you're under pressure and you think you're about to get hit and have at least one circuit bar, you can activate Heat, which blows enemies back, and it can't be blocked, but it can be shielded. This refills the blue portion of your life as well. Being at match point though awakens your character, allowing for 4 magic gauges max. If you activate Heat with 4 gauges, you get access to your last arc by pressing A, B, C, and D. If you think your opponent is silly enough to contest you in this state, a successful shield will auto-activate it. You build both Moon Gauge and Magic Circuit by playing solid offense and defense, so the match is always in flux. If your senior Moon Gauge is half full or higher, you can activate Moon Drive in neutral during your offense or on defense by pressing B and C. Upon activation, time stops and your previous actions are cancelled, so gaps in pressure can be seen and responded to. This applies on offense and defense. But like I said, the match is always in flux, so if you're unaware of your opponent's Moon Gauge, they can cancel out your activation with their own. Once you're actually in Moon Drive, your Magic Gauge fills up passively, your Moon skills all get a buff, and you get more air options. You can air dash in either direction once before jumping again and again, or you can just opt to jump 3 times. So both bars are a pretty big deal and feed into one another if you think about it, so you should be managing both carefully. If you're really hungry for either meter though, you can sacrifice a little health with a Moon Charge. So that's everything and more. We've got a real interesting game on our hands, and I haven't even touched the combo system yet. This game has combo trials and mission mode, but you know I have the optimal practical stuff out here soon on the YouTube channel, so again, if you haven't subbed, be sure to. If you guys want to play with me live, I'll be streaming on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Stay curious, my friends. Kairos out.